Hi guys, it's Charlie here. If you're looking to protect your future with gold or silver, pick the region you're in and choose one of our trusted partners. Good morning. It's Monday the 13th of April, 2026, and what an incredible weekend it's been. The deep state and the cabal are being completely exposed over the weekend. There's a lot of people that are panicking. But we're watching the complete collapse of the old system. From the inside, the US corporation, the UK corporation, the Commonwealth corporation, the EU corporation, and it's all being exposed in public, in plain sight. But there are people that are panicking because they're not on the right frequency. They're not seeing what's going on. They're not seeing what Donald Trump is doing. He's collapsing it from the inside out. And gradually, those people who get back on the right frequency can see everything that's happening. Those who are stuck in the third dimension, stuck in the old reality, are living in fear and panic. Look what's happening. Look what's happening. Look what he's doing. And then suddenly, oh, I see. Oh, I see. We've been through this all before as tests to see where we're at. There's so much going on right now to see where you're at, to see what world you're living in. Some people are living in a different world. The two timelines have now separated. If you slip back into the old timeline, you will live completely in fear. But if you sort it out yourself, your own frequency, your own spiritual frequency, then you'll be living in a peaceful world, looking at it as divine comedy. Some of the stuff that's happening right now, you can't make up. But it's happening out there in the movie. So don't live in fear. Morning, Drew.
Good morning, Charlie. Good morning, everyone. Well, the news of the day, Hungary has entered a new political era today. After 16 years in power, Prime Minister Viktor Orban has conceded defeat in a dramatic election upset. He was beaten by the opposition party led by Peter Magyar, with record turnout reflecting a clear shift in maybe public mood or maybe election fraud. A pro-EU government is now expected to form, ending years of nationalist leadership and reshaping Hungary's position in Europe.
Well, this is all part of the movie. And if you don't conform to the neocons, they'll either rig your election or, allegedly, they'll bomb your country. And we've watched it over the last few years. We've seen it all in plain sight. There was 9 countries originally that stood up against the Rothschild Banking Corporation, the neocons, the APAC crew. Libya, Iraq, Afghanistan, the Lebanon, Sudan, North Korea, Cuba, Venezuela, Syria, and of course, Iran. And Iran is actually right now standing up to defend the world against the neocons. And I'll tell you right now, they'll win. But we're watching how the neocons and the deep state go about their business. What we're seeing in Hungary is a big wake-up call. But it's all, remember, it's all part of the movie. It's all part of the collapse of the old system. And of course, over the weekend, there's been an abundance of good people out there that have done their research about what NASA claims. We went around the moon and came back again. There's now so much evidence that they didn't do anything of the sort on whether, and thank goodness for all the people out there that have done their proper research rather than believing what they're told on the mainstream. And not just the mainstream, as Drew and I found out, they've infiltrated social media because they know we're not watching the mainstream anymore. People are watching social media. So they've infiltrated that as well. But the one thing that I've said for 7 years now, if it looks like shit and smells like shit, it's probably shit. True.
Next up, the secretive Bilderberg meeting has ended in Washington, D.C. after 4 days of closed-door talks. Around 28 high-profile figures from politics, business and finance gathered at the Salamander Hotel, including US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and venture capitalist Peter Thiel. Discussions covered AI, transatlantic defence, the Middle East and energy diversification. International Energy Agency Chief Faith Byral outlined elements of a 10-point plan to reduce oil demand, including encouraging remote working and lowering speed limits on its highways. Bilderberg meetings are held annually under strict confidentiality rules.
Yeah, and this is all BS in the real world. You know, they're trying to reduce what we use for these fuels. But let me tell you one thing: there's an absolute abundance of natural gas and oil. They're trying to pretend there's not. There's an absolute abundance for 1,000 years and more, because it's not what they tell us. It's not a fossil fuel. It's a mineral fuel. And God created the heavens and the earth and gave us everything we need. We don't need their fake fuels and their fake rules. God gave us freedom. God gave us the gift of life. He gave us everything we'd ever need to survive and live, not just survive, but to live in a world of abundance. God gave us everything we'd ever need. They're trying to regulate it and say, no, there's not this, there's not that, there's not the other. The Bilderberg group, behind closed doors, not allowed to know what's going on because you're not allowed to know what they're up to. We're seeing the complete collapse of the Bilderberg group and the UN and NATO. It's all being dismantled from the inside out. It's like what happened with the UN at the weekend, where 11 countries voted to open the Strait of Hormuz. China said no. Russia said no. It's no. So they have no power. These groups of people that were set up by the neocons, by Israel, allegedly by the deep state, they're all falling apart. But they're falling apart in plain sight for you and I to see. The question is quite simple. What side of history are you going to be on? What frequency are you on? That was the news on Monday, the 13th of April, 2026. Have a wonderful day. April's going to be a big month. Enjoy it. Don't live in fear. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
If you want to know the truth, we put out the truth every single day, Monday to Friday. Saturdays and Sundays we spend with our families, as we should do. So if you want to know the truth, come to charlieward.com and see real news daily. And join the Insiders Club, which is live on Wednesdays and Saturdays.